a nurse leader. Once I became a nurse leader, I had several people that I looked up to as mentors, had different folks as coaches who helped me learn and grow. And I remember my first nursing leadership position was as the risk manager and safety officer. And I had been a nurse about 10 years when I took on this position. And I thought, gosh, I'm not sure I really know what I'm doing. And I fully admit I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. But I had that position for about 10 years and really grew to know the organization that I worked in, and not just the hospital, but I grew and knew the health system that I was an employee in, and again, had wonderful mentors and coaches along the way who taught me a lot of things, as far as how to communicate and talk with employees, how to use emotional intelligence and really pick up on what someone is telling you and really hear what they're telling you and listen and be supportive for them. So as I grew into different leadership roles, and I think my next leadership role from there was a director for surgical services. So in that role, I had a lot of employees underneath me and several different managers. And I held this position in the organization when my organization began implementing shared governance. So, and again, full disclosure, as the new director and the CNO is asking you to implement shared governance, I said to my staff, full disclosure, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. We have some material we need to read. We've got some videos we can watch, and then we're just going to go from there. And we're going to all jump in up to our knees in the water, and we are going to figure out what this is all about. So I had several staff who were super excited. The managers were excited to be on this journey and learning about shared governance and shared decision making. So along the way, I had several of the staff who were chairs and co-chairs, very active in their shared governance councils. And I said to them, this is where you're going to build your leadership skills. You're really going to learn what it is to be a leader, because they had people on their councils that they were trying to get to help them do work and be involved in the council. So they were really working hard, and they were doing some great work. So one of my council chairs, her name is Katie, and I know she won't mind me using her name, but Katie grew up through shared governance. So she was a council member in the beginning. She got very involved. She started doing some great things on the unit that she worked in. Then she worked up to the co-chair. Then she became the chair of the council. And she was the chair of the council for probably, 3 to 4 years. And she was doing some really great work. And I was so proud of Katie. And I just kept telling her, oh, Katie, just keep going. You're doing such great things. And she'd get discouraged every now and again. And she'd be like, Ruth, I know I want to be a leader. I want a leadership position, but I'm not seeing anything in the organization. Like, what do I do? And I remember just looking at Katie and saying, be patient. Just be patient. A door will open. Just keep building your skills. Keep asking your manager for more projects, more things you can help with. The more you build your skills, the more advantageous that will be for you. So again, it was probably another year that went by, and lo and behold, there was a manager position that opened at one of our affiliates in the system. And it was a little bit of a drive for Katie, more than what she had been doing, but she came and she talked to me about it. She said, Ruth, what do you think? Should I apply? This was in her area of expertise. And I said, absolutely, go ahead and apply. I said, even if you don't get the position, just the interviewing experience is well worth it. So long story short, Katie applied, Katie got the position, and she was so excited. she invited me to the affiliate to have lunch with her, which of course I accepted. I was so excited for her. And we had lunch in the cafeteria and we chatted for a while. She's like, you have to come to my unit. And it was a brand new unit that had been built in this organization. She's like, I want to show off my unit. Okay, all right. So we went up and she showed me around the unit, introduced me to her staff. And before I left, one of her nurses said to me, you know what? Katie is just wonderful. She has brought such joy and such passion to our unit. We are just so excited to have her as our leader. And I'll tell you, there was nothing that made me more proud to know that I was a part of Katie's journey and a part of helping Katie grow and grow into this position and be an awesome leader and a great leader. And her staff appreciated her. So there's nothing better as a nursing leader than to see the folks that you coach and mentor become leaders themselves. And I still stay in contact with Katie, even though I no longer work with her. And she'll send me a note every now and again and say, oh, I did this. My team's doing this. And, she always adds that little thank you so much for your support throughout the years at the end of the emails or the end of the LinkedIn comment or whatever it is. So it is just exciting as nurse leaders to see other nurses grow and become fantastic leaders in nursing. I mean, that's exactly what we need in nursing to help our profession grow.